Sri Jayawardenepura Kotte. Sri Jayawardenepura Kotte, commonly known as kɔːte, is the official administrative capital of Sri Lanka. Sri Jayawardenepura Kotte is a satellite city and located within the urban area of Sri Lanka's de facto economic, executive, and judicial capital, Colombo. The Sri Jayawardenepura Kotte Municipal Council area is bounded in the north by Kolonnawa Urban Council area, the northeast by the Kotikawatta Mulleriyawa Pradeshiya Sabha area, the east by the Kaduwela Municipal Council area, the southeast by the Maharagama Urban Council area, the southwest by the Dehiwala-Mount Lavinia Municipal Council, and the west by the Colombo Municipal Council area, which is the commercial capital of Sri Lanka. History. The village of Maharagama lay at the confluence of two streams, the Dehiwala-Mount and the Kolonnawa. As Maharagama was a naturally secure place, it was not easy for enemies to enter it. Here, in the 13th century, a chieftain named Nisanka Alagakanara built a kɔtte, or fortress. Alagakanara is mentioned by Ibn Battuta as ruling in Kuranagala, but other sources indicate that he was the Bandara guardian of Maharagama Korale County in the modern Kalutara district. Arya Chakravarti's army was held by Alagakanara in front of Kotte, while he defeated the enemy's invasion fleet at Panajura to the southwest. Kotte was a Jaladurga water fortress in the shape of a triangle, with the Dehiwala-Mount and Kolonnawa marshes forming two long sides. Along the shorter third land side, a large moat, the inner moat, was dug. The fortress was nearly 2.5 km to 0.97 sq mi in area, fortified with ramparts of kabuk or laterite rock, 2.5 meters 8 ft2 in height and 10.7 meters 35 ft in breadth. In 1391, following the conquest of the Kingdom of Jaffna by Prince Sapyamal Simbahap Perumal, Kotte was given the epithet Sri Jayawardenepura, resplendent city of growing victory. Victory. It became the capital of the ancient kingdom of Kotte, which it remained until the end of the 16th century. From the ramparts to the magnificent three-storied buildings that housed the king's palace, laterite and clay were the main raw material used in its construction. One of the places from which the laterite blocks were mined can be seen even today inside the premises of Anandasasralaya local school. The main features of the capital city were the king's palace, with walls of quartz that sparkle in the moonlight, Candrakantapasana, and a golden spire, with beautiful flower gardens and springs of water. The three-storied Dalana Mulleriyawa with Buddhist sacred tooth relic in it, Temple of the Tooth. The five-storied Arama, where 60 Buddhist bhikkhus resided, with a Sanghar Raja high priest as the chief incumbent. The king's treasure house. The Kotte Vihara at Badagana, the only Buddhist temple of the city outside the moat and rampart. The royal cemetery at Badagana Vivekananda Memorial. And the Angampitiya, the military parade and training ground just inside the inner moat. The Portuguese arrived on the island in 1505 and were initially welcomed by the king. But they had militaristic and monopolistic intentions and gained control of the city by 1565. Failing to withstand repeated assaults by the forces of the neighboring kingdom of Sitawaka, the city was abandoned by the Portuguese, who made Colombo their new capital. Like similar cities of that era, Sri Jayawardenepura was built with security in mind. A rampart and moat protected the entire city. Traces of this moat and rampart are still visible today at certain places. Along parts of the rampart, encroachers have now built houses, garages, and even toilets. The urbanization of Kotte started in the 19th century. The archaeological remains were torn up and used as building materials, a process that continues, some of it even ending up in the Victoria Bridge across the Kelani River. Legislature. The new parliament was inaugurated on 29 April 1982. The buildings were built on reclaimed land after a massive lake was formed by dredging the marshlands around the Dehiwala-Mount. The new parliamentary buildings were built on Dua, a 50,000 square meter 12-acre island in the center of the lake. The island off Banagana Road, Kotikawatta, had been used as a recreation and brawling spot for Portuguese soldiers in the last days of the Kotte era, alcohol being banned from the royal city. It had belonged to E.W. Purra and had housed a chicken farm prior to being vested in the state. On 29 April 1982, the new parliamentary complex was declared open by the former president J.R. Jayawardenepura. The process of relocating government institutions from the former capital of Colombo is still in progress. Municipal structure. The Kotte Urban Development Council was created in the 1930s with a modern building at Rajagiriya. It was succeeded by the Kotte Urban Council, which had a large section of its area removed and tagged onto the Colombo Municipal Council ward of Borla, while the Battaramulla Urban Council was dissolved and a small section of Battaramulla tagged onto the Kotte Urban Council. The Kotte Urban Council became the Sri Jayawardenepura Kotte Municipal Council in 1997, with Chandra Silva as the first mayor. There are 20 members of the Municipal Council MNC elected on proportional representation. There are 18 wards, but these are now merely polling divisions, without individual representation. Zones: Kotikawatta, Dehiwala-Mount, Dehiwala, Niladhari, Rajagiriya. Wards: Grama Niladhari Division. Demographics: Sri Jayawardenepura Kotte is a multi-ethnic, multi-religious urban center. According to the census of 2012, the demographics by ethnicity and religion is as follows. Infrastructure. Transport. The only main railway station is at Nujagoda on the Kelani Valley Line. Also at Nujagoda is the main bus terminus. There are subsidiary bus stands at Kotikawatta. This urban area is well served by buses, and there is a CTB bus depot at Udahamala. In 2005, a passenger boat service was being finalized and would commence adjacent to Parliament Junction at Battaramulla and end at the Welawat Canal near Marine Drive. Each journey would take around 30 minutes. It would have stations at the Kotte Marsh, Dehiwala, Open University, Apollo Hospital, Duplication Road, Welawat, and at St. Peter's College, Colombo. The Sri Lankan Navy is conducting a pilot project between the Open University and Welawat. Health. The main hospital of area situated at Medavilla, known as Sri Jayawardenepura Hospital, is a gift from the Japanese government. There is a dedicated eye and ENT hospital at Rajagiriya and another maternity hospital under construction in Dehiwala. A small private health center, the Blue Cross Hospital at Rajagiriya, provides basic facilities for medical diagnostics, and there is a small nursing home in Park Lane, Welakada, much patronized by Maldivians. Education. There are a number of state and private schools in Kotte. They are either national schools run by the central government, Main School President's College, Sri Jayawardenepura Kotte, government schools run by the provincial councils, semi-government/private schools, or international schools run by trusts and individuals. Gateway College Colombo is an example of the latter class of school. The oldest English school on the island is Sri Jayawardenepura Mahavidyalaya, formerly known as Christian College, located in Kotikawatta. The Ananda Sastralaya at Kotikawatta is the oldest Buddhist school in the city, and Anula Vidyalaya Nujagoda is the biggest Buddhist girls' school in South Asia, with over 5,000 students. The Education Ministry, as well as the Department of Examinations, is based in Kotte. A considerable number of the students living within the zone study at government-owned colleges and international schools in Colombo. Located at Dehiwala is the Open University, Sri Lanka, and at Nujagoda is the University of Sri Jayawardenepura. Public libraries are conveniently located and can be found at Nujagoda and Rajagiriya. Climate. Sri Jayawardenepura Kotte features a tropical rainforest climate Köppen, more subject to the intertropical convergence zone than the trade winds. Since there are a few cyclones, the climate is not purely equatorial, but subequatorial, with little variation in temperatures throughout the course of a year. The city does feature wetter and drier months, with February on average being its driest month, seeing on average 63 mm 2.5 in of precipitation. However, since none of the average monthly precipitation falls below 60 mm 2.4 in, Sri Jayawardenepura Kotte falls under the tropical rainforest climate category. Sports and recreation. Cricket is the most popular sport in this urban area, as well as the country, and is usually played in the grounds around the city. Association football was at one time the most popular sport in the Colombo area, although it was eclipsed by cricket after 1980. Four separate football clubs, Lido, Welakata Progress, Welakata Red Star, and Welakata United, once used the Dehiwala-Mount Park grounds at Welakata, Rajagiriya, where a pavilion was constructed in the 1970s. However, when the grounds were destroyed by the Jayawardenepura regime in the late 1970s, the football clubs disappeared. Football continued to be played at the grounds at Obiskarapura in Rajagiriya. In the 1990s, the Colombo Municipal Council constructed the Chandra Silva Stadium to replace the Dehiwala-Mount grounds. Part of the grounds was sold and later used to construct the HSBC building. In 2007, the municipality, with aid from the Ministry of Urban Development, completed the first stage of the new Chandra Silva Stadium on the site of a rubbish dump behind the HSBC building. Recently, football has once more grown in popularity, and the sport now has a considerable following. The Football Association's new training facility at Kotte is aimed at harnessing and developing the available talent and organizing the individual players into a cohesive team. It includes a football playground with a sprinkler system, gym, and a host of other facilities. Other sports are mostly played in the numerous clubs and gyms and include tennis, squash, billiards, horse riding, indoor cricket, badminton, and table tennis. Horse riding can be pursued at the Primadasa Riding School in Nujigoda. Notable residents. Edward Walter Purra, 1875–1953, a Ceylonese Sri Lankan barrister, politician, and freedom fighter. Sir James Peter Obisekar Roman II Mulleriyawa JP, 1879–1968, a Ceylonese colonial-era headman, the last head Mulleriyawa, and served as aide-de-camp to the British Governor of Ceylon and Governor-General of Ceylon. Tissa Abisakara, 1939–2009, an eminent film personality.